I was making my drink. Cheers. This is all my usual stuff, unless I throw in some fresh blueberries. So here's to you. Okay. It's really sour. I hope you're having a great, what day is today? Tuesday. It is Tuesday, November 25th. I was just prepping some stuff, getting ready for the holiday. And so, yeah. So I hope you're having a good week. Let's do some deep breathing. I'm T. Waldron, by the way. This is my cat, Pumpkin. And our moderator today is Imran Hossain. So, but let's go ahead and do a little bit of deep breathing. Let's close our eyes. And we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. And we're slowing our breath down. We're going to try doing that box breathing. We'll count in for 4, hold it for 4, exhale, and then hold it out. And try to make your inhale a little bit longer than 4 for your exhale. Good morning. Inhale. And hold it. And exhale. Hold it out. And then inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it. And continue that. Continue breathing slowly and deeply as you will. Good morning. If you just joined us, I'm T. Waldron. This is my cat Pumpkin. We've got our moderator, Imran Hossain. So this week in the U.S., and I'm sure in other countries, there's holidays coming up with the end of the year and the new year. I'd be curious what holidays you're celebrating this year, if you're going to be with family or independent. I kind of really have treasured those holidays when I can be by myself and just kind of relax and enjoy a day off. But this year I'll be seeing some family, and it reminded, and the people I talk to, my friends and acquaintances, most people find getting back together with their family a little bit stressful. So I have 3 levels of practice you can try this week if you're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving or as the holidays come up. I want you to think about. So level 1 is in your mindfulness practice is listening to the thoughts in your mind. So if you're interacting with somebody and you disagree with them, or they kind of know how to get under your skin, just listen to what your thoughts are saying, and that's hard. It's hard to do that, but it takes you out of being in the moment and engaging with them. And it gives you the power to be an observer rather than a victim. And I love that because it is a practice. I would say if you haven't done that yet, do that for a while, and maybe for a month or so, maybe as long as it takes till you can master it. But when you can actually say, oh, that person is, and you could say, when that person does that, I feel whatever because of whatever belief. So for instance, so when one of my family members says, why don't you put on makeup? You look terrible. I can stop instead of like reacting right away, right? I could just say, wait a second, why does this bother me? And that pause can give you time to sort of get your emotions in check too. Why does this bother me? Oh, okay, because they're judging me. Well, you know what? That doesn't bother me. I don't mind if they judge me. And so if we can look at it as an observer rather than a victim, like, oh, why do they always attack me? That's a totally different way to think about it, right? Let's see what you guys are saying. Good morning. Hi, Amrit. Good morning. Hi, Amit. MD. Hi. Hi, good morning, Art. The fine art of conflict decessation. Yes, exactly. Because we don't want to fight. Hi, Hannah. Welcome. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks, Ahmed. Good morning. Hi, Dashing Womble. Welcome back. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, I was on Dashing Womble's live yesterday. That was fun. He had the beautiful Wimbledon Theater in the background from Missouri. It was very cool. Um, yeah, so that's one thing is if you can think about what your thoughts are telling you when someone insults you, or you start feeling some emotions from maybe a conversation that's happening, or a situation, if you can like stop and like look at your thoughts like you're an observer, that takes a lot of the emotion out of it, and you can then respond rather than react, which is empowering. That's level one. So if you haven't been doing that, I would suggest do that for as long as it takes till you master it. Okay. And oh yes, thank you. She's her name is Pumpkin and she's 17. Pumpkin, you have a fan. Yes, Ahmed said you're beautiful. She knows, yeah, but thank you. Yes, yeah, I know. She's here every day for the live too, by the way. So that's level one is listening to what your thoughts are saying, listening to how you're interpreting what's happening around you, and then listening to what your mind tells you, because a lot of those thoughts are based on beliefs or things that were indoctrinated in us, and they may not be our own. They may lead to feelings of worthlessness, or like, oh, I'm never good enough around my family. All sorts of different things can come up, especially if we had a childhood where we didn't have the support that children would benefit from. And most people have had issues in their childhood, some in one way or another. Um, so that's one thing. Level two is be grateful. So not necessarily be grateful for whatever's happening at that moment. That's level three. But level two is just try to be in gratitude. Oh, I you know what? They said that, but I'm loving this turkey, or this, I'm here with my family and I'm grateful to be here. I had a safe trip. I'm glad I made it. Think of things that you can be grateful for. So when you're in gratitude, and that's level two now, being in gratitude as much as you can. When those comments hit, they won't hit you as hard. They won't, it's almost like a suit of armor. Gratitude is gets you into a state of love. It gets you into a state of peace. It gets you into out of the fight or flight. So if you're already in fight or flight and somebody insults you, it's very hard to respond calmly or not respond, right? But if you're feeling like in a good mood, their comments aren't gonna have the same effect. It is like a suit of armor. So I would recommend that. Let's see. So yeah, hi Sean, welcome. Hi Neterer. I love cats too. I'm so glad. Yeah, welcome. So that's level two. So level one is listening to your thoughts and looking at them as an observer and saying, oh, I'm feeling this because I always thought I wasn't good enough around my family. And you don't have to believe it's true or not, but just like looking at your thoughts as though you're an observer, and you're almost like a scientist saying, oh, you probably, like a psychologist, oh, you feel this way because of this. If you can take yourself out of that moment and listen to your thoughts and label them, then that will separate you from just responding. Level two is being in gratitude for as much as you can, to sort of get your armor strong and to be in a good place. And level three is being grateful for the difficult things that may happen. So for the things you don't prefer, if you can find a way to be grateful for them, then you've just alchemized that whole thing into a positive for you. You will be impenetrable. You will be so strong and so positive and so unaffected by the arrows and slings that may be coming at you. And I'm not saying every family is attacking, but many people I've spoken to have challenges with their families, and some close friends that sometimes people aren't on the same vibration and aren't on the same path, and they may not understand what you're doing, especially if you're doing this work to be your best self. So I don't expect people to know. I'm trying to meet people where they are, and not that I'm better than anybody, because I'm not, but they may not understand what I'm doing. A lot of people do not know what I'm doing, even the close ones. And they're like wondering, why aren't you the way you used to be? What happened to that people pleaser we could push around all day? Yeah, she's gone. She's not coming back. So we have to come up with a new relationship here with the real me. And that's something a lot of people don't want to deal with. And that's okay. I just, if they don't, then I don't engage with them as much, and I'm not avoiding them, but also I'm not going to subject myself to whatever. And there's some people that are completely out of my life that couldn't handle it, which is fine. It was hard, but it's okay. I'm not saying to alienate any of your family right before the holidays, but sometimes you have to protect your peace and limit your exposure. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Let's see what we've got here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Oh, thank you. Yes, Dashing Womble. I appreciate that, sir. Yeah, they're jealous. Yeah, because a lot of times if we're putting the work in and we're changing and we're stronger, and people haven't put the work in, then they may be like, well, why does she think she's better than us? Or who does she think she is? And they can think whatever they want. I don't care. But I'm not going to let you bring my vibe down. Yeah, never give up, never surrender, stay blessed. Amen there, Matt Ruffin. I thought it said mature muffin, but I like that, Matt Ruffin. Matthew Worldfield. Hello. Hi, Dashing Womble. Yeah. Yeah, you cannot please everyone. That is so true. Just be you. Beautiful. Yeah. Hi, Stephen. Welcome. Yeah, today's going great. So that was just 3 little tips I had for, getting through the Thanksgiving holiday. And maybe you have an awesome, perfect family and it's just peace and joy and love. And if that's the case, God bless you. I'm so happy for you. But if you don't, it's kind of good to I use the times when there's a challenge as like a training ground. Like, how am I doing? Am I getting to be more in touch with myself? Did I not people please that whole time? Like, I try to use it as a gauge. Also, oh, welcome from England, Matthew. Yeah, everything's going awesome. How are you doing? My daughter, we used to have these big family gatherings, and there were certain groups of people that would just get together and talk crazy conspiracy theories and like kind of overtake the entire dinner time conversation. And I knew it would drive her crazy, So, and she would get just so upset. And I'm like, you know what? Just look at it as a game. I said, every time there's somebody saying stuff, I said, you're not going to change their mind. Like, debating that's not the time over a holiday meal, right? I said, just come with me in the kitchen and say, Mom, do you think we should stir the gravy? And we'll get out of there and we'll talk about something else in another space, or we'll change the subject. And so that was kind of our code, and it was kind of funny. We at the end we just started laughing. I'm like, hey, do you need to stir that gravy? She's like, no, I'm okay. I think the gravy is fine. And it became like a little code for us just to get through those times. And I don't know, it just was a game, and I don't know, it just made it a little bit more fun and a little bit more connected. I know that's probably not healthy psychologically, but it got us through. Sometimes you just have to make it through the day. So yeah, I'm glad you're doing well. Excellent. Yeah, I'm near on the east coast of the U.S., near New York City. Thanks for asking. That's very cool from England. Yeah, I've always taken Dominic Toretto as my idol to family. I don't know who that is, but that sounds interesting. I'll have to check them out. Huh. So anyway, I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to head out. I get to go to yoga, and then I'm going to go teach a Tai Chi class. And then I'm going to interview a guy working on a project with Bernie Siegel, so I'm going to go visit him later today. So I hope you all have a wonderful day and a great Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. It'll be 8 a.m. tomorrow. So I'll see you then, okay? So from myself to yourself, thank you for joining me on this journey. I appreciate you being here. Pumpkin says goodbye. Right, Pumpkin? Yeah. I hope you have a great day. Bye. Thanks. Oh, yeah, I said everything. And thanks, Imran. Great job moderating.